Welcome to another day, and boy do we have a lot to do today. Most of it has nothing to do with eBay or selling stuff. A lot of it has to do with cleaning up this area for a couple reasons. One, we got to get rid of this tree. Dad and I are actually going to work on the carport coming up very soon to get it ready for, you know, hurricanes and stuff like that. We do live further away from the coast now, so hurricanes aren't that big of a deal. But we do have some issues going on down here that we're going to fix. But look at this thing. It's coming through the asphalt here, and it's causing major issues here. So this will have to be chopped down today, and then so it can stop growing, basically. Get that thing gone. Another issue is this bush here. What we're doing is we're running into it when we're putting stuff inside of this door when it comes to, you know, big items, furniture that we're trying to sell and everything. So that's gonna have to go today also. I don't know if I'm just gonna rip it out because I don't know exactly where the roots are. I really don't want to mess up any of this. See how like the asphalt's old and kind of just crumbles? So I don't know if I'm just gonna cut it and then see if I can pull it out or do whatever I got to do there. Get that thing out of there to clean that up, and then I will go ahead and try to get this cleaned up today that I was trying to do in the last video. Then we got sidetracked with blueberries and blackberries, and you guys told us that we need another blueberry bush and also plant those in the ground, so we might do that today or tomorrow. And then I'm getting in here with a weed eater and going to just start trying to chop this stuff down. We might keep the tree. I don't know. I don't really like it. Kayla likes it, so we and her will have a business meeting about that, and then just get in here and start cleaning all this stuff up. I'm gonna be doing everything manual because I totally forgot. I didn't buy a chainsaw or nothing like that, but these aren't big things. I got a machete that I can go to town on. These just cut them like that. Ain't no big deal. And also I'll probably have to wear long sleeves because like I said, any type of poison ivy, I'll get it because I have like super allergic to poison ivy. So I'll probably put the long sleeves on, some earbuds in, get to work. Yard work is fun because you get to see what you're doing type of deal. Also, I got to cut the front grass. Kayla says, listen, there's weeds up there. People are starting to say stuff. And also, we've had 0 eBay sales. Like I said before, this is going to be a me issue. We have not listed on eBay in a long time. We're trying to get this house where we kind of want it, and there's just a lot to do a day when it comes to the house, and we've been vlogging a lot more on this channel, and you guys seem to like the house content, so we'll continue to do it as y'all still continue to watch. So let's go ahead, get this tree down. So I moved this, and it actually looks like we're gonna have to rebuild that. That tree had kind of rotted that little platform out. And this was super shallow in the ground, so pulling it out was super easy. I'll go get a, you know, something to just knock all the dirt off, fill this back in, and then it'll be a lot easier getting in and out of this door. And then we'll go ahead and throw this in the back dumpster. And that should be good to go. The reason, like I said, we were hitting it on the, on getting stuff in and out of there, and also it was damaging the thing to walk up into that. So this thing had to go. And then also over there, the tree's already gone. Check that out. And then the real job is going through this thing over here and getting this done, but that ain't too shabby. New game plan about this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and see if the old Cub can pull it. I can pull it with the truck, that's not a big deal, but I don't wanna pull it on the gravel right here because we have to drive it all the way back to the dumpster, and I don't want to mess any of that up. But the Cub, see what the Cub's made out of, because it's heavy. I can't even actually pick that up, so it's probably got to be 4 million pounds or something, right? And so I can't pick it up, and I try to knock off as much dirt as possible. It's just super heavy. But if I can hook the Cub to it and then drag it this way and then back to the dumpster, that might actually work. So let's go ahead and fire that bad boy up and see what the old Cub's made out of. I don't know if it's going to do it, but we'll see. But we will see. Yeah, that's pretty heavy. I'm impressed. So is Willow.
Willow's impressed.
Willow's impressed. She said, oh my goodness, guys, is that a Cub? So a little bit of persuasion and the shrub is in the dumpster. I'll tell you what, that was actually heavy. I'm out of breath. And the Cub did really good. I'm impressed by that because pulling that, even me pulling it, was very, very difficult. So that thing did really well. Down to the hard part. All right, so we got a little bit done. I'm thinking about just putting the chain against these things and ripping it out with the truck. I think I'll be able to do it. There should be nothing that runs. If I just knock it over, basically, there should be nothing that runs under here. There's no electric. The only electric is actually on the surface level that has to do with this light, and I'll be able to see that when I pull that up. But I mean, I didn't even trim that much, and we have an entire truckload right here. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the dumpster. We did ask the dumpster people if we can throw that in there. As long as it's a mixed load, it's not just one thing or the other, they're gonna have no problems with that. So let's go ahead, throw this stuff in the dumpster, come back, thinking about, seriously, Kayla's not here, wrapping that thing around that tree. We could just do a better job is what I'm saying. We're gonna replant something here, but I don't want it this tall that's messing with that camera. And it's gonna look really nice. We could do something really cool here. It's a cool little spot. So don't tell Kayla, when she gets back, that tree should be gone. All right, well, we got her down, and like I said, there's definitely a wire right there that got pulled a little bit. We'll have to get that wire out of there. I'm sure that's why I didn't pull it that hard, because I knew there were some wires in here. And then what we'll have to do is just cut it, find that wire, make sure that wire is not all messed up. But we do have the electrician coming over. The roots were not that deep at all, but I'm definitely gonna need a chainsaw or something to cut through all this stuff. We'll knock all the dirt off of this, come in here, weed whack it real quick, throw this stuff in the dumpster, clean all this up, and I'm telling you, we'll put something back, but this is all gonna be cleaned up. We need a trimmer too to probably trim these things. But other than that, yeah, those roots were not deep at all. That's what I was thinking, is that should just be a ball under there. The truck though is pretty much maxed out. It's slipping on the gravel, so it pulled it over fine. It just can't get it up and over, which I don't want it to really, because of I knew that there was stuff for that light that was over this tree. So what we'll do is try to get through it as best as I can with the Sawzall, but it's gonna take a while is what I'm saying. So we'll clear this stuff out. And also, you guys told me if it is a leaf of 3, let it be. And somebody called this thing the Virginia Creeper. Now that sounds like something back in the day. I have a guy on a warrant named the Virginia Creeper, but now I guess it's just a vine. So how my life has changed in the last couple of years. So what we'll do, also I want to clean like this little rock area out, get that stuff done. But I don't know if Kayla's gonna be super excited that I have knocked this down. She said she liked it, but I was like, listen, we could do like a cool tree, maybe a fruit tree that doesn't grow super tall. We could have lemons or limes or plums or something, I don't know. But from the road, it definitely looks a lot better for sure. I like it. Like I said, you can't see the dumpster. You'll be able to see one trailer, but what we'll do is once you move the trailer to the other side, you won't be able to see it. So that worked like a charm. Got the truck hooked to this. We're gonna throw that in the rest of the dumpster and then just go up there and clean up a little bit more. And that ain't too shabby. I thought I was gonna pull a lot more gravel with it, but it actually really didn't. The gravel, we need to put more gravel down anyway on the main entrance because it is starting to get a little bit light on the gravel. But I will tell you, the person that did this did it right because it is solid. We have huge trucks come in and out of here and they don't sink at all. So they definitely did it right. This is actually feels more like a road than a gravel road. Very, very hard packed because like I said, we had those big dumpsters come in here and they don't even do nothing to this road. So what I'm gonna do for the next little bit is go ahead, disconnect this truck from the pile of bushes that I have here, and then go up there and clean up a little bit and figure out what I'll do with the stumps and everything. Maybe throw the stumps in here. This is where we're at so far right now. I am battling these stumps because I'm thinking just like leveling this off in here. Obviously I still got to go back there and get some of that stuff and that gigantic beanstalk thing looking back there. I don't have a trimmer though to trim these. I wish I did, because I think I'm going to save these. There's 4 of them right there. I don't know. Right now we'll save them and just kind of clean up around the back and then level this off. Somehow get this stump out. I've been swinging an axe at it, and I'll tell you what, I can feel the 40-year-old in me for sure, because if I was in my 20s, I'd just pull it up by my teeth. But right now, I gotta take a little break. I'm swinging at it. That thing is beating me right now. So what we're gonna do is, I mean, it's not gonna be very fun looking, but for the next however long, I'm gonna dig those stumps up. They're pretty deep. I can't pull them out with the truck. Even if I did, I couldn't actually pick them up to move them. So what I'm gonna have to do is just keep whittling them down and cut them down below the surface. So that sounds like a whole bunch of fun. Kayla's not home yet, so she doesn't know what I've done. And her biggest thing was that you're gonna be able to see the trailers. And I was like, nah, you won't be able to see the trailers. You can 100% see the trailers now. From the roadway, it actually just goes straight over the fence. So we will definitely have to plant something else. I want to do like a little pond here with like fish and like maybe like a little fountain, you know, kind of like Caesar's Palace. And she said no to that, and I can't understand why. But so we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead, keep hacking away at this thing for the next 20 to 30 minutes or hour, and see if I can get that ball right there, that root ball, down to nothing. So it has been probably about an hour. I got most of it cleaned up in here. I'll probably rake a little bit more. But this stump right here, whew, that thing is whooping my tail. It doesn't look like a big stump, but I don't know what it's made out of because I can't get through it now. My batteries are all dead. So I need something with a little bit more oomph to get that thing shaven down. And then I got one little more stump over here that I got to get up. There was a bush. That shouldn't be that hard. But it is about noon o'clock. And I think that I may be done for the day. I might probably just rake up a little bit more, and that might be it. I don't know exactly. Maybe we'll go get some mulch so it looks good just for now. Maybe throw some mulch down in here, and then think about what we're gonna do. It's very uneven, so we're probably gonna need a lot of mulch to build it up, because it's really low over here and not so low over there. I still kept the bushes here. They might look good just trimmed, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe trim that one. If I take any of them out, I'll probably take this one out and keep those 3 right there, kind of to make that look a little bit better. But the camera now, you can see the camera nice. I got most of the vines off, but that vine grew too high and I can't reach it. I'm short. So I'm gonna have to get something to get that vine and rip that vine. But I got most of the vines off the fence. But man, I'll tell you what, this little area, clearing it would have been a lot easier with some sort of machinery. I'll tell you that right now. But it's getting a little warm out. So what we'll do is go ahead, throw the rest of the stuff in the dumpster, kind of clean this up. There's another, I'm telling you, there's just so many like roots, and they're everywhere and they're sticking up, which means if you put mulch down, the roots are just gonna stick out through the mulch. So I've been raking, weed eating, raking, hitting, you know how it is. So this might be it. We're gonna go ahead, probably just rake a little bit more and then go from there. But I might call it here in a little bit because my brain is starting to bake a little bit out here. So with that tree gone, it makes the carport look a little bit better. Also, the reason why it's gone is because it was starting to, obviously, you see right there. So I'll try to get that stump out. But I'm about done with stumps for today. That one looks good. We can go ahead and get inside of there. And then now, Kayla and I will think, just for now, what we'll do is probably just throw some mulch down over here and then think about it. And then I'm gonna need some sort of machinery to get that stump out. I just can't get it right now, but everything looks pretty good. We'll have to level it off and everything. There's a wire running back there. I know there's a wire that runs across here. I think that is also up against the fence. So I'm really cautious about hitting that with like the weed whacker or something like that. So that's why I'm not going back there super hard right now and getting all that, because I can't really see what's going on. So I have to figure that out, because I know it goes this way because that lights all of this stuff over here and it runs up under here. So we don't want to hit the wires or anything like that. I see there's a little tire back there, but I'll get like a little trimmer, trim up these little bushes. They're not symmetrical, which bothers me a little bit. Or we might just rip them up later on. I still have to mow the grass, but that will have to happen later on today. Somebody else is mowing their grass, but it's a little warm out here. I think it's probably like 92 degrees. Good weather though. Perfect actually. No wind either, just no wind. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get cleaned up for a second. I might jump in a cold shower. I always want one of those cold plunges. I see it on TV a lot. One of the YouTubers that I watch has a cold plunge, and I was like, right now, if that was sitting outside, I would 100% jump in that cold plunge. It's supposed to be good for you. I dumped water all over my head. Didn't give me the same effect, and I sprayed myself with the hose. Not the same effect either. But I have definitely convinced myself when it comes to these big stumps, now I know why they're still there. Like this, somebody tried. They tried to saw this one up and they realized, listen, that's ridiculous. So we did talk to a guy with a big excavator that could come in here and pluck these things out. That might be the strategy there to get some of these gone, because that little stump is whooping me. I can't imagine what these bigger stumps will do to me. I'll probably cry. I'll probably end up just crying about it. So that's not too bad. That's one thing I wanted to get done. It's not fully done, but we'll just have to make it look slightly better. We still have to mulch all of this, and we still got some weeds going on in here. So we got to mulch all of this stuff over here. Got to cut the grass today. It's getting a little high, but that will happen at a different date. That's where the tractor comes in. I think we're whittling Kayla down on the tractor idea. Also, we'll use it for business a ton, moving pallets and stuff, because I have some ideas for pallets. But enough talking, let's get out of the sun. All right, Kayla's home, and she doesn't look excited that I got rid of the trees.
It looks fine.
Yeah? What's your idea? Did we want to just go grab some mulch real quick and just mulch this thing? And so it doesn't look like this. See that stump? I have video proof that I beat that stump with an axe for 3 hours and it didn't do anything to it. It's ridiculous. So you're saying combat the weeds. What do you mean? So like get in here with like a tiller or something and then rip? Because
we could put boxes down. Do we have any like boxes that aren't being used? We need like a layer of something and then put the mulch on top of it. That way it will hold down the weeds. You know what I'm saying? Well, we could level it, put mulch down, and ground clear it, and just don't put any like trees here or plants.
Well, I was thinking like you could do koi pond.
Well, get something to get that stump out then.
The stump's gonna have to move. I don't know how you get that stump out. Let's go buy a tractor for its sole purpose, just to rip this stump out. Everybody says I need one. There's confirmation on Facebook that says I need a tractor. What you thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking park the truck right here so people can't see this area.
There you go.
We are in the eBay barn, and the other day we actually had a good talk with somebody from the Postal Service, and they were talking about like small businesses and how they can help us and stuff like that. And we end up actually, check these bags out that we got. So we're gonna use these for, especially when it comes to jewelry shows and our clothing shows. They gave us a whole bunch of these. You throw this stuff in there and then boop, all you do is just, drop it off at the post office. They keep the bags, and then you just keep, getting bags back and forth. Kind of like the bags under my eyes, just back and forth. But so that's actually really, really cool. There's more to the post office than we thought after we talked to this guy. Super nice person, actually watches the channel, so hey. And so yeah, really, really cool. Right now what we're gonna do is go ahead and Kayla's gonna go over her jewelry stuff. And another thing that we wanna do is most likely get rid of this stove. We have been here a long time and we're not using the stove. It's just not gonna be, we're not even going to use it. So we might get this thing down the stairs today and put a shelving unit here because we are running out of room.
What I do is I just go through all of my jewelry, see what needs to be cleaned. I overlook it and see if there's any diamonds or...
Diamonds? Like diamonds in the rough?
Diamonds, but they're like the faux diamonds, I guess is what they're called.
The cubic zirconians?
If they're missing any.
Yeah.
And then... I will just put them on here. And then my necklaces, I will go through and just pick and choose which ones. These are pretty much all cleaned. And I'll just pick and choose from these and then put it over in my area, which is over here. So what I did was I moved this over here. I didn't use this last time, but I think I'm going to use it this time because I think it'll be a lot better to organize the necklaces. So I'm going to use this, and then I'll use this for my bracelets. And then I have a ring display, you saw that. And then those are some rings that I display. I use this little hand, display some rings. So I just have to get everything organized and ready, and that's it.
And this is this Saturday at 6 p.m. and you're gonna have over 100 items to actually do, right?
Yep.
100 items. So that's pretty good, but that's her little setup. With this was a little bit different. She did it on the other side before, but she thinks this will be a lot better. And then most likely down here, you can probably throw something in there for like the solds and the unsolds. And then this is the new light that you had that works really well, right?
I put my phone in here, and then when I show the jewelry, it kind of makes it a little bit lighter.
Cool.
And shinier. It's pretty.
That's real nice. That looks like a good jewelry show. So I think you all saw this, that I picked this up at a yard sale for only $5. $5 for some walkie-talkies. And because, you know, a lot of times on the property, I'm somewhere, Kayla's not, and I always want to talk to her. So we have walkie-talkies. The cool thing is that there's actually an earpiece. So that means I can give this to my honey over here and say, hey, go ahead and clip this on you, right? Put the earpiece in. And then if I need you, I can literally like make a phone call. It's like a Nextel. See it?
That's funny.
So I'm gonna charge these up. She didn't seem as excited as I was that it has an earpiece. Cause what happens if I'm on the Cub? You know what I'm saying? I'm on the Cub and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to Kayla. Call her up on the old Midland. So I'm gonna charge these up, see if they work. It's way better than using phones. Walkie-talkies, come on. It's like you're being a big kid. These are actually new. Never used. All right, that one doesn't seem to be charging. That one seems to be charging. Oh, no. Come on, little buddy. Okay, that one works. All right, we're charging. We are charging, and both of them seem to be working. Also, we did get an order of our boxes in. These are the shoe boxes. And we tend to use these a lot when it comes to Whatnot because they still send priority. Usually, that's the only time we use the shoe boxes. And so that's actually really, really good. Remember, you do get that stuff for free if it's priority stuff from the post office website. So that's important to know. It saves a ton of money on boxes if you are sending a lot of things priority. We usually send a lot of things ground, obviously, now because it is cheaper for the buyer. But on Whatnot, they still use from 1 pound to 5 pounds. It's priority. So that is really good. And also, we learned a lot when it came to the post office when we were talking to the rep from them about the click and ship. If you have a business account, it actually is the same price as if you were doing eBay or anything like that. So it's a good backup. So the post office actually called us because the post office here noticed we were shipping a lot of things, and they just called to be courteous and say, hey, can we be there to help? What do you need? They did tell me that at a certain amount of packages, then you get to negotiate the rates. That is way, way, way far away from where we are. We do about 150 to 200 packages a week. So what would that be? 2, 4, 6, 8, 800 packages. So we're roughly around 8 to 10,000 packages a year. We would need to almost triple that, or actually almost 4 times that to get to that point. But it's always good to have options. So I think that is super cool of the USPS, United States Postal Service, to reach out to local businesses and small businesses, say, hey, how can we help you? The guy was super awesome, super nice, and took us through the steps of like, if you ever need this, do this. If you ever need this, do this. So we really do appreciate that call. We called back, and we do appreciate it. We actually thought, to be quite honest with you, first call we actually thought was a scam. So it's like, hey, we're the U.S. Post Office. We're here to help you. And we're like, I've heard scams start like this, but it's not. It was not a scam at all. The people were super cool. That's how we got the bags so fast. Like literally, we talked to this person, I think at 10:30 in the morning. The bags were ready at our post office at 2 o'clock. They're going to be great for shipping the small items. What Kayla does now is that we fill our own bags up, go to the post office, dump it all out on their little thing, and then, you know, it's just more time. Here, we're going to throw everything in those bags for a jewelry show. All of that will be in the bags. So that ain't too shabby. Props to the post office for reaching out to us. And we told them we've been using the post office a lot more now. And really, we haven't had a whole lot of problems. And we did have 2 things damaged. that went through whatnot, but you know, you're gonna have some damages. Maybe I didn't pack it correctly or something like that. But other than that, especially with late things, we actually haven't had any problems in the last year, probably year and a half. We had a lot of problems 2 to 3 years ago, but it seems like all that has been cleaned up and they're running pretty good. So we do appreciate the phone call. Now I'm gonna go put these in the eBay barn. Kayla asked me to poke a hole in this little flower pot here. I don't know what this thing was made out of because I used a masonry bit on it and it took me forever to get that hole through there, but it ended up did work. So we're gonna go ahead, give that to her. She'll be excited about that. She's getting her stuff together right now for the show, and we'll wipe this thing down, get it to her, and she can plant a flower in it. So we're gonna go check on the blackberries and the blueberries. We're gonna end up doing what y'all said, is put them in the ground somewhere. But y'all said that blackberries like grow like crazy, and they're actually hard to keep in line. I guess they get like super crazy. And then blueberries, you said go ahead and buy another blueberry bush. Now in the afternoon, I'll let y'all know, like this is full sun in the afternoon from about 12 to sundown. You usually get this in full sun because there's the sun right there. But I will tell you, in the morning, there is no sun here, and it's already starting to look like this. I don't know if that's dying already. Does it need more water? I have no idea, but we need to go ahead and, like you said, that this is better in the ground, so we'll go ahead and do that. But I was wrong. Look how many blueberries are on here. I'll tell you what, there's like little flowers and stuff, and so maybe we'll put those somewhere. I really don't know where. We'll have to ask Kayla. We'll put them in the ground. We don't want to plant a whole bunch of stuff in the ground quite yet because we don't exactly know the layout of the land here about how we want to do this. Again, we're still kicking around the idea of putting another thing on here. There's a lot of ideas in our heads. We just don't know which direction we want to go. First, we have to get this place cleaned up. And then after that, then we can actually see what we have going on. As you can tell, this is usually the setup as you guys have seen. Dumpster, trailer, little trailer, and then the other one. And the other day, yesterday, I didn't vlog at all. I actually bought a very interesting storage unit in Myrtle Beach. It was just kind of like the other one we did. It was all boxes. It was all taped up. The person's family did not want it. That's what the manager told me. He said, listen, we contacted them. We were going to work with them. They don't want nothing in there. And Grayson is completely full. It was a 10 by 10, not stacked to the top, but it's got a ton of boxes in it. So Grayson actually took the haul down there to get it. And we have not got Woodrow out on the road yet. But we're thinking about, when it comes to Woodrow, that we're going to have to put some tie downs in this, because we have some ideas of things that we want to buy, and we're going to need tie downs in there. Then you just have the OG here full of furniture still that we have to actually put on Facebook Marketplace. So when it comes to tie downs, what I'm thinking of is actually like tie downs where we can ratchet strap, say maybe like a golf cart, a tractor, something like that, because I think it's going to have enough space in here. But I've never actually done this before, so I'm thinking that you would go through the floor and put plates up. There has to be some sort of plating that you would put on the top and the bottom to make it super strong. But we definitely need 2 up here and then 2 back there, and then just make sure that this would work out. Because if I buy a tractor, Kayla is gonna definitely need to get a golf cart. I'm just saying that's gonna have to happen. But we've been looking for gas golf carts. I think that's gonna be better for us. They are a little bit louder, and we kind of want something kind of quiet, so that's where the electric would come in. But you don't have to charge it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can just chill back here and everything like that. But we probably will buy one that's kind of beat up a little bit, and I'll fix it up on this channel, and we can lift it, we can paint it, we can do whatever we want to it. It can be Kayla's little like greenhouse golf cart. Like I said, we're gonna put a greenhouse out here, but we're running out of room when it comes to putting stuff, right? Like actual like machinery, like the cub and everything. So under here, Dad and I are gonna look into basically a way that we can put stuff under here. It doesn't get wet under here unless there's a driving rain this way, or this way, because you have that up there. So Dad and I were thinking something under here, so more like a lean-to to keep the machinery here instead of in the garage, because in the garage, I still gotta get that bad boy in there. It's actually supposed to be a vintage Mustang garage. Right now it's holding the Cub, and it might hold a tractor and a golf cart. So I think we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. It's probably a short video, but the rest of the day I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing edited. And then after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the old Cub out and then do the front yard. Kayla wants me to weed eat between the sidewalk and the road because it is getting a little bit high, and that is It's not our property, but we have to do that. Like, it's one of those things like, hey, you don't own it, but the city tells you got to do it. So we'll go ahead and get that done. I do appreciate it, but watch, remember, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.